Alrighty, good evening. How's everybody doing today? My name's Reed if you don't already know me, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. So, to address some things, I know I've been away for a while, been working, got a lot of things going on, but again, I want to come back to doing this. I enjoy doing this for you guys. I enjoy filming. I enjoy making these cool, funny videos, these paranormal videos, these historical based videos, and that's kind of what I want to do. What I want to turn this channel into is more of a historical side of things rather than chase after, demonic house or demon found and whatever the heck, Not only can I learn and you guys learn throughout the way of the historical end, but also you get that paranormal aspect. So hopefully that's something you guys enjoy. So not only are we investigating, but we're going back in time. We're learning history. So today we have a very special location. Now, a long time ago, me and Tyler did an investigation over at Fort Weatherhill and in Jamestown, Rhode Island. It's an old fort back from the Revolutionary War. And they were talking to us about Germans. And me and Tyler were like, Germans? What is going on right now? Why are they talking to us about Germans? Well, it turns out that the United States actually took approximately about 400,000 German Nazi soldiers to America after World War II. And between 1942 and 1945, in approximately 500 different locations across the United States, including Georgia, Fort Sill in Oklahoma, Alabama, and Arkansas. But it's pretty cool with these posts. So about 500 or 400,000 Germans were taken into the United States, including some of their family members. But yes, some of them were POWs, but a good amount of them were actually taken to re-education posts. So these re-education posts were operated by the military to teach the Germans the way of a democratic way of life, to change their ideology, to change their political views, so that way when they went over back to Germany, they could become political leaders, and that way the National Socialism group can no longer be a thing in Germany, because they knew if they continued this track of nationalism and just wanting to expand, because that's what you do when you're nationalist, you just eat other countries, and that's what was going on with Germany. And when they went back home, they could become political leaders and adopt a democratic way of life. So from what we know is now, Germany having a democracy, having a president, having elections like we do. So this is actually kind of a big way and a big reason of why they operate the way they do today. So there's a lot of stuff that gets hidden in history. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about. There's a lot of stuff that they don't teach you in schools, and I think this is something that definitely needs to be taught in schools. I live in Rhode Island. I lived in DC in Virginia beforehand, and not once in my life from third grade when I moved here till now have I ever been told that there was a former Nazi POW re-education post here in my state. So I think it's pretty cool that I was able to find this during an investigation and then doing research and being able to find it after the fact. And yeah, it was pretty neat to find. Now, I believe these education posts, roughly 940 something people died total across the country. This is not including Fort Sill and these other forts across Arkansas, Oklahoma, Utah, all across the country. But I believe there were about 42 or 43 total posts. So let's say it's 40. Let's say it's 43. So if I do 900 divided by 43, that comes out to 20.993. So 21 people on average died at every single post. Rather that be from suicide because they were scared, it could be just from the Americans just not liking them and just killing them for shits and giggles after the war ended. It could be for any reason. But today we want to try to figure that out. Now, some of you are probably asking, how are you going to be able to talk to Germans? You don't speak German. That's where you're wrong, kinda. I speak a little bit of German. So my dad actually grew up over in Hamburg, Germany, and my dad used to be part of the German army when he lived there before he went to college. Back in that time, Germany was mandatory military for 2 years. He ended up doing that. He was a tanker, and he loved what he did, and he's been able to operate on air bases throughout Germany. So with his help, he's given me some questions that I'm going to ask. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be asking the questions to start off in English. We will be starting in English. We're going to walk around Fort Weatherhill and Jamestown just so you can get a general idea of what it is. But we're going to be, walking around and asking questions at first in English to see if we can find translators. Now, why would you be looking for a translator? Well, because these guys were Germans, you wouldn't just have only English-speaking Americans there, right? You would have German linguists. If you guys have ever seen the movie Fury, you'll see that the tank commander, Brad Pitt, in the movie, he speaks fluent German because you need to have a guy that can negotiate and to talk to Germans.
G2 wants a prisoner to question.
Oh, I'll question him. Was ist deine Lieblingsfarbe? Bist ein guter Tänzer? Stehst auf dicke Weiber?
I'm going to be seeing if I can get some contact with an American to see if I can ask questions in German and get a response in English. So this would be pretty cool if this could happen. I don't know how this is going to go. This might end really well, or this could end really bad. I might not get a single response, but it's worth a try. I've never seen a video on YouTube of somebody trying this, so why not me? You know, I want to try this out. If you want my honest opinion, I don't think this is going to work. Like, I'm going to be genuinely honest. I don't think this is going to work because, again, I've never seen anybody try this before. But if it does work, this would be nuts. Like, this would be absolutely crazy if this worked. I'm gonna be meeting up with Kirby over there around 3:30. I'm trying to see what time it is right now. Yeah, so I got about an hour. So like in 20 minutes, I gotta head out. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you guys have any other ideas, any other locations, please let me know. We will be going back to the Penhurst Asylum soon. We're gonna be doing a really big video there. Me, Kirby, Tyler, a bunch of people. So hopefully you guys are ready for that as much as I am. And without further ado, welcome to Fort Weatherhill, Jamestown, Rhode Island. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially made it to Fort Weatherhill, Jamestown, Rhode Island. Right when I hit record, the sun comes out, so that's good. But I'm here.
That's a good sign.
With Kirby.
What's up, guys? Good to see you again.
Yes, we are back, guys. We are back filming another video. I know I haven't been around, but you know, this is kind of like I said in the intro. This is kind of what I want to do more of. I want to focus more on the history side of things and kind of the hidden things that they don't talk about anymore, or they don't teach in schools or anything. But you know, not only are we getting the paranormal aspect of it, but we're also getting the history aspect. And the place that we're at dates all the way back to the Revolutionary War time, with the French, the English, with the Americans during that whole revolution that was going on. The bay that we're at, though, what bay is this? It's not called Jamestown. Is it not Narragansett?
Should still be Narragansett Bay.
It's a Narragansett Bay. So Narragansett Bay was actually a really big biting point here for the Americans during the Revolutionary War, because all of the British ships were flooding into this bay. So all throughout here actually was used as more of like a sighting area to where they could see where all the British ships were coming in, and maybe they could hit them with some, you know, with some cannons. But there was literally like 200 ships, so they weren't really able to do anything about it. The French came in and helped us out a little bit because we didn't really have a navy at the time, because we were still farmers and had pitchforks and muskets that we kind of constructed out of, you kind of rushed it. But over time, they just developed this place into more of a military location. And like I said, this used to be a re-education / POW camp for Nazi soldiers. So to dive into more of my side of things, why do I want to do a video like this? Now, what I'm going to say is, first, this is not to praise the Nazi party. This is not to, you know, justify anything that they did or what they believed in, but to tell you guys a little bit of history about my family. My grandfather, who lived in Germany, was forced into the German military back in the 1940s. On his 18th birthday, he got a letter in the mail to go to Norway, which was his post. He later then went to the Russian front, got shot in the ankle, sent back to Munich, and then he had to walk back to Hamburg after the war. If you guys don't know how long that walk is, 743 kilometers or somewhere around there. So I'll put a screenshot so you guys can see how far that drive would be, let alone walking it. Basically how it worked back then was everybody looks at the German army back then and says, oh, if you joined, you were a Nazi. They literally would walk up to your door and say join or die, and you were kind of forced into it that way. They were really good at hiding the fact that there were concentration camps around Germany. So when my grandfather got out of World War II, that's when, you know, they started showing videos of this to their citizens. And there's actually screenshots and videos online of German soldiers that did not know about concentration camps watching the footage of them and being like, what the hell were we fighting for? the guy who led it, Mr. Mustache Man, he knew how to persuade his people. So, you know, that's kind of how he ran it, and you know, unfortunately, they didn't really know about it till after the war. This isn't even including the rest of Fort Weatherhill. There's like multiple sections to Fort Weatherhill. This is like I think this is one of the bigger ones. There's another one that's more of like a rooftop area. And that's all throughout Narragansett Bay. So there's a lot of cool stuff. And Fort Adams is right around the corner as well.
That's
so
right.
We need to go back. I filmed there, hated how it came out, lost some footage, and yeah, I need to redo it. Now, I'm sure you guys are wondering, why do you want to do this? Like, what are the chances that you get anything? Now, I'm going to be honest. The chances that we get anything here are slim to none. I'm going to be honest with you. The chances that there's actual Germans here, German spirits here, willing to speak with us, willing to talk with us in a peaceful manner, is slim to none. But what if? That's my thought. What if? I've never seen a video on YouTube of somebody asking questions in a different language, getting responses in English, and they add up perfectly. And I want to make this clear as well. Kirby does not speak fluent German. I do not speak fluent German, so the questions that I'm asking, I'm sorry if there's any Germans or German Americans watching this. I'm going to absolutely butcher the language today. And I feel bad for my dad because he's actually from Hamburg. So we're going to see how this goes. But I'm excited for this, man. I'm really excited. What if we got something nuts? This would truly be amazing, to say the least. So these are just some of the rooms.
Yeah, there's a lot more of these fucking things up now.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, guys, this place is literally an entire re-education post. Dude, look at the size of this place, man. There's so much stuff out here, which I find so cool with Rhode Island, is that there's so much lost history out here that no one talks about. I'm glad that it's coming out clear for you guys, because for me it's pitch black dark, but for you guys can kind of see everything. So we're going to be going in and out of all these buildings just so I can show you guys of what actually is to offer here. You just head in here. This place is all covered in graffiti, guys, just throughout time, and you know, kids coming in, Bud Light cans and all this stuff. But like I said, I mean, these are probably barracks. These were probably the re-education, you know, areas. So it's pretty cool to find all this. This is probably a fireplace at some point. I mean, there's just so much history out here that you kind of walk around and wonder, what time are you really walking in? Are you walking in Revolutionary time, or are you walking in World War II time? You really don't know, and you don't know what you're going to get here, which is the thrill. That's why I love being here. See, like I said, I'm glad you guys can see, because I can't. See, you guys can see that back wall. I can't see that back wall. But yeah, man. This place is just full of mystery. I'm not going to go back there unless I'm with Kirby, because, you know, the risk of homeless people, and you just never know who you're going to run into. So, you know, it's better off to just be safe than sorry. I'm going to head up to the roof up here so I can show you guys the bay. I don't know how much you'll be able to see because of trees and everything in the way, but just so you guys can see, you know, it'd be pretty cool. It's so beautiful, though. It's such a nice area. Really just can't get away. Oh, hold on. I might have a bay shot for you. Hold on. Here we go. This is the Narragansett Bay. Oh, yeah. Open ocean and all, maybe. But yeah, I mean, that's literally where everything was set up. I mean, everything was out here. Artillery, everything you could imagine. Because also, you got to think about it too. This could have been a potential target for the Germans to hit with U-boats, because, you know, those U-boats were going around all over the place, those submarines. So you really had no idea where they were going to strike. There was a bunch of artillery and soldiers out here to start with, but, you know, over time, after the war was over, they reconstructed it. These buildings look a little bit more modern, I would say, than anything, because I could see this place in the 50s being up. You know what I mean? Like, I could see this place being up.
Like, it still has like a lot of elements that we saw at Fort Adams.
Exactly. It has a lot of elements. I mean, the same brick. You know what I mean? The same way it was built. The stairs look the exact same. I mean, even you could even say like the gravel and grass kind of looks like. Oh well, I mean, Fort Adams is much more upkept. than this. But you can see like the layouts of everything. How how Fort Adams was all gravel roads and stuff. I mean, and like the grass was very green, just like this. So there's a lot of similarities. Fort Adams being a little bit more modern, but it's also a historical spot. So they. Yeah, and they have staff, and it's in Newport. Yeah, that's what makes it a lot better.
Was it, Alex and I came out here to do an investigation a while back. I want to say 2 years ago now.
Oh, jeez.
Like, right when I started my channel, and I believe it was this room, and we were actually getting in contact with a British soldier.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
From like Revolutionary War. I want to say his name was like Tom or something like that.
Tom. Okay. Well, again, like I said, you never know what time you're walking in, which makes this place so cool. So let's get the gadgets and gizmos out. Let's do this. Let's see how this goes. All right. So to start this off, we're just gonna set up motion detectors, probably bell, and we'll just see kind of what we get to start and see if anybody here actually does want to talk to us. Because again, the chances of this I'm saying are very low. But then again, nothing's impossible.
Exactly. Should I put mine on the pentagram? Yeah. Yeah, you think so? All right. There you go.
I'll wait till everything's set up.
All right.
So I have a question. Okay. After a lot of research in history here, we found not only the Revolutionary War, a lot of historical things have happened here, but we found that German POWs could have been here. This was a re-education post as well as potential POW camp. There were about 40-something of them around the country, and about 21 per place. 21 soldiers died or so. Is there any chance that I can ask questions in German and have a linguist translate and get responses in English? 1 for yes, 2 for no. I speak German, so I can ask you guys questions in German as long as somebody is willing to translate it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. To test this out, does anybody speak German? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Holy shit.
Damn.
Wir haben hier ist können die das anfassen. Drei, zwei, eins.
Holy shit.
Dude, no way, I just counted down in German.
Oh my god.
I just counted 3, 2, 1 down in German.
That's fucking nuts. Wait, okay, what did you ask though?
Can anybody please touch this? If anyone's here, can you touch this in German?
Oh my.
3, 2, 1. Bang. No way, dude. Okay. Okay. Would you be... I have to ask questions in German.
Yes.
Können Sie uns Ihren Namen nennen? Could you tell us your name?
Oh my god.
Are you happy that I'm speaking German?
1 ding for yes, 2 dings for no.
Okay, I gotta try. Was und einen deutsches Soldat? I'm butchering the language, guys. I just asked, were you a German soldier?
Wow.
Was du Infanterist? No.
No.
I just asked, were you infantry?
Oh.
Was du ein Tanker? Were you a tanker?
Damn, Panzers.
Were you a tanker?
Yes. Ooh, could we figure out which kind of Panzer?
What do you think I'm doing?
Oh my god.
Haben Sie einen Tiger benutzt? Did you use a tiger?
Oh my god.
Dude, we're talking to a tiger tanker right now, dude.
That's so badass.
Warst du in Frankreich? Okay. No response there. Warst du in Polen? Okay. Were you in Poland?
Oh.
I asked, were you in France? No response. Were you in Poland?
Wow.
Hatten Sie eine Familie? Hatten Sie Kinder? Nothing. I asked if he had family and if he had kids. So, nothing.
Kindergarten.
Waren Sie 18 Jahre alt? I'll say it again, because again, I'm not... Were you 18 years old? 18 years old, he was a kid.
Imagine being 18 years old and getting to be a tiger.
This is going to be the hardest question I'm asking, because I don't know if I'm... Hattest du Angst, als du gefangen genommen wurdest? Were you scared when you were captured? Dude, I don't even know how to react. I mean, we're literally getting responses.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? A tiger tanker that was in Poland, an 18-year-old kid. Dude, this sounds like Fury.
Yeah.
This literally sounds like the movie Fury. Was du ein Feuer? Okay, no response. Was du ein Kanonier? No response. Was du ein Verleger? I asked if he was a driver. I asked if he was a gunner, and he just clicked to were you a loader? So he was a loader of a tank crew. 18 years old? Dude, good for him. In Poland, so he's been all around.
Yeah.
Hmm?
North Africa.
Bro, what? Oh my god. I'm gonna play this out loud because I don't know how to say this.
Warst du in Ägypten?
Did you go to Egypt?
Wow.
He was in Egypt helping out the Italians. That's what it was.
Wow.
El Alamein?
Yeah.
El Alamein. What else is in Egypt? Cairo?
Cairo, yep.
Holy shit, dude! Dude, what the fuck is this?
That's crazy.
Dude, what?
That's so cool.
Dude, what? Wussten Sie über Konzentrationslager besagt? Okay, so I won't use that one. Are you not comfortable with me using that? Are you not comfortable with that question?
He doesn't speak English.
Can you ask him if he's comfortable with that question? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Okay, yes, I'll ask him. Okay, now next ding, let me know, yes or no, is he comfortable? Because if not, it's okay. No, I just asked if he knew about concentration camps.
Oh, okay.
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's crazy.
Cairo. I don't want to talk about the camps. That's fucking nuts.
He doesn't want to talk about it. He's not comfortable. But can you ask him if he knew about it? Well, I just asked him if he knew about it. He said no.
Yeah.
He's not comfortable.
Yeah. So I mean, would that imply that he was Wehrmacht then?
I don't know how to... No.
No.
Does not imply that he's Wehrmacht. Haben Sie gegen Hitler rebelliert? Did you rebel against Hitler?
Oh shit.
He was part of a rebellious group. So a tanker that was a loader for a tiger,
Yep.
18-year-old kid, warst du ein Gefängnis? Did you go to prison? Because 18 years old, so he must have done this all within a year.
Yeah.
I mean, Hitler, how long did Poland last? Sind Sie hier gestorben? Did you die here? Wir müssen Sie Deutschland. He misses Germany. What the fuck? I don't know what to think, dude. I don't know what to think right now. This is weird. Like, this is weird. How are we getting this? You guys are amazing. I did not think this was gonna work for a second, dude.
Nah.
I didn't think that this would work for a second. And the fact that we're getting these responses in German, I have everything screenshotted, by the way, in order. So
Okay.
I'll take all those screenshots and send it to you, like, one by one all the way down.
Right. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
dude, fuck. You guys are nuts. I don't. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, for the Americans, do you think this is cool? You think this is pretty cool that we're doing? Yeah. Dude, I'd be souped right now. You guys get to warm up on your German. Is my German okay? Is my German good? Okay, I'll take it.
There you go.
Good. I'm glad that I'm getting better, even though I haven't practiced in a while. Now, for those of you that are probably wondering if you guys think my pronunciation is good or bad, if you're wondering how, my dad's from Germany, so I grew up speaking it. We had a thing in my house called German Hour from 7 to 8 p.m. We'd only speak German, and I sucked. I sucked, and I lost it over time. But man, this is nuts, dude. I don't even know what to fucking do. Like, I don't even know what to think. Okay, if I spell your name out in German, do you think we can get your name? I'm gonna do the German alphabet, okay? No. Can I please try? We can see if this works. Okay. A, B, C, A, B. Remember the initials CB for later in the video. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, E, J, K, L, M, okay. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, Yes. Are those your initials? Are those your initials? MM? Yeah. German names that start with M. Okay, I'm just gonna go on a list. Manfred, Maz, no, Manfred. German last names that start with M. Mannheimer, no. Maschak, May, Meidner, Mendler. Is it Manfred Mendler?
That's getting excited too. Oh, it's fine, keep doing it.
Records of United States Nuremberg War Crimes Trial Investigations, 1946.
Okay.
Portrait of Mendler families in Norwitog, Poland.
Ooh, and the bell.
A death camp, Mendler families in Norwitog, Poland. A death camp liberation. Was your family in death camps? I'm trying to piece this together.
Well, if he rebelled,
his family got sent to death camps because he rebelled in Poland. What's the one in Poland? What's the death camp in Poland?
Was that Auschwitz?
No. There's Auschwitz, there's 40 concentration camps total.
In Poland alone?
In Poland. Okay, I'm gonna go on a list. Okay. Chelmno, Belzec, Sobibor. Okay. Sobibor extermination camp was an extermination camp built and operated by Nazi Germany as a part of the Operation Reinhard. It was located in the forest near the village of Zoblik-Duzi in the general government region of German-occupied Poland. Operation Reinhard was the code name of the secret German plan in World War II to exterminate Polish Jews in the general government district of German-occupied Poland. If you rebelled, your family and you were sent to these death camps. Damn. No wonder he didn't have a family. Holy.
Fuck.
I don't even know what to think. I don't even know what to think. This is nuts. That's who exactly we're talking to. That's why he's so quiet. He doesn't want to talk.
He doesn't want to talk about it. Doesn't have a family.
What was his name again?
Mendler. Manfred Mendler.
Manfred Mendler. Manfred. And it literally said Mendler in the concentration camp notes in Poland. And he was a tanker in Poland. That means he rebelled. That means literally he rebelled during the invasion. And he got sent to one right when they were building it. Am I right? No?
No.
Was he sent to one after Poland was taken down?
Well, no, because he was captured in Africa.
Did he say he was captured in? Well, he was in Africa though.
Yeah.
Were you sent to Africa on your 18th birthday? Was he in Africa on his 18th birthday? Or were those his orders? Shit. When my grandfather was in World War II, on his 18th birthday, he got orders to go to Norway. That's the only reason why I asked. 18th birthday was the day, because they prepared it. When you were in the Hitler Youth, they prepared it. And they sent you out on your 18th birthday. It's just dinging for yes. Dude, I knew, that's nuts.
And what was the answer that we got when you asked him about the youth?
I think he said he was.
Yeah.
I think. Wait, if he was in Africa, guess who he was with?
Rommel?
Rommel. That's who taught him everything. Erwin Rommel was the commander for you? Can you ask him, was Erwin Rommel the commander in Africa?
Yes.
So that's how he became an 18-year-old tanker.
And Rommel, if I remember correctly, because Rommel had to, they made, because he was such a big deal, but he was at the very least seen as potential opposition. I don't know if he was opposition.
Yes, because he was on the kind of the border of don't really agree with you, but
he ended up having to commit suicide.
Yes, but also Rommel was in northern France. So he went from Africa to France. But what if he came up with all those guys? What they trained in Africa with the Italians, and then came up north just to go to war? Was that what the plan was? You guys trained in Africa and then came up? Yes or no? That's exactly what it was. He probably learned how to be a tanker in North Africa, and then he was, yeah. And then he was brought up here, and they probably just threw him in the tank. They probably said, "Hey, you're a loader. Yeah, fuck it, go in here." So one last thing I wanted. Wait, so you go. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, because I'm curious as to which tank he learned on. It's the Panzer III.
Panzer III? Panther? Is it Panther?
Panzer II.
Panzer II? Zwei? Panzer II? What was the Nazi training tank? Every tank other than what we just said, the Panzer I.
Panzer I, really?
Panzer I was the Nazi German army designed to familiarize tank crews with modern battle concepts and prepare industry for upcoming war effort, rather than for direct combat. What the fuck? It is going crazy! There's no way, dude! Every tank that we said, of course it didn't beat, because we didn't say the fucking right one. Out of every, dude, now it's going crazy. They're like, bing, 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 bing.
That was my shit. That's mine. I was the best loader in the class.
Panzer I. Intended only as a training tank, introduced the concept of armored warfare in the German army. The Panzer I saw combat in Spain, Poland, France, the Soviet Union, and North Africa during the Second World War, and in China during the Second Sino-Japanese War. That's cool. Alrighty guys, so that is actually going to wrap up the video this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a very different style, but again, this is what I want to do. I want to make this more historically based rather than paranormal, but you also get that paranormal aspect. So I hope this is something that you guys like. Do plan on going to more of these historic World War II locations, Vietnam War, anything I can find related to a war. It'd be pretty cool. What I want to say though is this. I don't want to make this video look like I'm glorifying nationalist German party. I don't want to make it look like the mustache guy was a good guy. I'm not trying to justify that the Germans were right. I'm not trying to say any of that. What I'm doing is trying to uncover history that's hidden. I don't think I've ever seen someone ever talk about Fort Weatherhill and talk about it being a POW camp for Germans in World War II. Let alone have I ever seen anybody investigate and ask questions in German and get responses in English. So I think it's pretty cool that I was able to do this. Again, I hope this is something you enjoyed. But I did some research with Kirby, and what we found was pretty crazy. So I'm going to take you guys through a little history lesson. So the first thing that I wanted to do was actually go into the sea CB thing. So the first thing I could find was CB connects to the German army ranks of NCOs and officers, so I'm not entirely sure what he was. He seemed pretty young, but if he was an NCO, I can only assume maybe a corporal or a sergeant. In our military words, I'm not quite sure what the Germans is, but from what I was able to find though, CB connected to the German army could be one of two things: Commando Special Forces, which is the Special Operations Forces unit, or the Here's Group C, Army Group C, a large-scale field army in World War II. So I was like, World War II? Oh my god. What if we could find something about this? Well, let me show you what I found. So my first concern was trying to find Erwin Rommel's unit. I needed to find something that could be solidified proof that this guy was actually involved and knew who Erwin Rommel was and worked with him. For those of you that don't know who Erwin Rommel is, he is the king of tanks. He literally is known as the biggest, best tank commander of all time. Again, this is not me saying that a German soldier in World War II or a commander officer in World War II was great or a nice person. I'm saying that when it came to attacking, this guy knew how to do it. So I did some research. He was part of the 7th Panzer Division in the Battle of France in 1940, and later with the Afrika Corps in North Africa during World War II. He also commanded the Württemberg Mountain Battalion during World War II, or World War I. He's been in the military for over 30 years. I saw something dating back to 1890 with his military service, so he's been around for a very long time by this point. But what I was able to find about Erwin Rommel was even crazier after digging into the 7th Panzer Division. Let me show you. So I needed to get into some research here, and this was a later search that I did. I found that Erwin Rommel, he actually led Army Group B from July 1943 to November 1943, when its staff was dissolved and reformed into Army Group C. I would have never imagined that I found something like this, but this literally connects the dots perfectly. This is absolutely crazy. I hope you guys think this is crazy as me to you guys as it is to me, because I was not expecting anything like this. But again, guys, this is not to glorify the German party. This is for pure history. I do plan on doing more of these videos, so if you guys like this video, please comment, share, subscribe, like it, dislike it if you didn't like it. I don't mind. That lets me know that I gotta work on what I gotta do, and if there's something that you want to see me do and you didn't like it, please drop it down in the comments and I can fulfill your dreams. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your Saturday night, and take care, guys.